Good evening and welcome to our regular scheduled select board of Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. It is now 7:01 and we'll call this meeting to order. If everyone could rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're going to begin this evening with Police Chief and the quarterly report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for having me here tonight. We'll jump right in. Some of our more notable incidents we've had since we were last here in September. On the 19th of September, we had a large amount of thefts from the Barnes & Noble store. Vinyl records were stolen in quite a large quantity, and it comes to find out they were happening at area stores throughout the area. So we were able to work with other communities, identify a suspect, and take that person into custody if they were extradited from New Hampshire. So good win for them. One case I did want to mention was on September 20th. We had domestic disturbance that happened on Plain Street. I won't get into too much of that because of the privacy of that, but it did garner some media attention. That was on the news recently. So that case was handled appropriately by the department, but I just wanted to mention that as well, that took place, and that's still under investigation with some additional information that's come to light. On October 8th, we had a large number of car breaks that were reported up in North Walpole. Unfortunately, all the vehicles that were broken into were unlocked, so a reminder to keep your doors locked at night. Investigation by the Detective Division through checking cameras and a bunch of other different techniques revealed there were 4 suspects involved, 3 of which have been identified at this point, and the 4th one is still ongoing. These individuals are responsible for break-ins all over the state, to include areas around here, Dover, Medfield, to name a few, in Walpole, as well as some stuff in Central Mass. So pretty good work by the detectives in that case as well, and it's ongoing, but again, a reminder to lock everybody's doors in the evening. On the 18th of October, we had a break-in and entering at Town Fair Tire. Alarm came in. Officers checked the area, kind of find out the person was inside the business at the time, and was able to escape after the officers had cleared and checked the building. There was no forced entry, which was kind of suspect to us. We're not sure how the person got in, but we do believe they might have had some connection with the business because they identified a suspect out of Norwood in that case, and they're working on taking him into custody now. Safe was stolen from the business that was recovered in Milton. Unfortunately, it was empty, so they didn't get much out of the business, but again, another suspect was identified in that. Number 6, we had a car crash at Route 1 and Coney Street. The reason for the crash was that the operator of the vehicle had overdosed on what we believe to be fentanyl. Officers Clancy and Powers were on another call, were in the area, and were able to get there very quickly, render aid to the victim, and with the assistance of the fire department, the person survived the ordeal, but did crash into several other vehicles while at the wheel, so charges were filed appropriately. Also on the 6th of November, our narcotics detectives were on surveillance in a neighboring community on a drug case where they observed the drug transaction take place right in front of them. They took action on that, took one person into custody with the assistance of that other agency, and they're working to continue that case as well. And finally, just yesterday, they executed a search warrant at the Guard Motel, which yielded trafficking weight fentanyl, over 15 grams, and various other pills that were packaged for sale. And 2 people were charged as a result. So that was an ongoing case that had been going on into the flow of narcotics into town, so 2 more people were charged in that. In terms of stats, this quarter we had just under 4,000 calls for service, down from around 4,300 in quarter 3, and also down from last year at this time, which was around 4,400. Arrests were up from last quarter. We had 25 this quarter, 16 last, and then a little down from last year at this time with 27. Overdoses were at 14 this year with 2 fatalities, unfortunately. Just around the same as last year, we had 15. And again, we're seeing the opioids are responsible for the majority of those. Longview Farm, we had 49 calls to service this quarter. We're at 204 for the year, which is double what we were at last year. I went through these calls kind of to find out what was going on. 49 of those calls were mental health related, which was the most out of that category. So that still is the main reason why we go up there. The disturbances and some of the moose destruction of property and stuff like that is down a little bit, but mental health is the main reason for our response to that location. Well, the runaways are still up there, just below 40 of those were runaways, so we're still seeing some of that. But the third quarter was 77 of those calls really explained the jump in calls this year up there. And again, some of the regular people that we deal with on a daily basis up there are repeat offenders, but we're working to minimize those calls to keep the call volume down if we can. And again, the liaisons are doing a phenomenal job there. In terms of training, the deputy and I completed our in-service in Norwood through Mass Chiefs. That was a 3-day training. We had some recertifications for our instructors and our motorcycle officers. Officer Nix is now trained to ride the motorcycle, so now we have 6 officers back on that that can ride that motorcycle. One thing I did want to mention was we completed our weapons qual and our use of force training, which was 2 full days of training. That was undertaken internally, completely by our own people. Sergeant Crown coordinated all the training. It was overseen by Lieutenant Becker. We did defensive tactics, hands-on stuff. I participated in it myself. It was phenomenal. We have some officers that are interested in doing these things, so we let them take it upon themselves to build the curriculum and how they wanted to do it. And it was really well done, given the fact that with police reform, we're changing how we do use of force, and these officers went to the classes, adapted the training to us, and really gave us a good handle on how to defend ourselves and stay within the law and all that. So it was very good. So the whole department was done over the course of the month of October, and it was done in 2 days at a whack, back to back. So that's all completed. So thanks to all those officers who did a great job. And finally, on the training side, Officer Clancy is going to be done with her field training on January 5th. She's done a phenomenal job so far. Really seamless transition, and she's getting along well with everybody, and she's been a great fit. So happy with her. On the community policing side, a bunch of different initiatives that I included in the packet, so I won't go through every single one, but some that I did want to mention was the dispatch union. They did a school supply drive, which was incredibly successful. We were able to get some supplies to kids in need. The PD and dispatch unions also took place in the Junior Women's Club Festival of Trees. That was just this past Saturday, so they were involved with that too. They donated the tree. And right now, they're doing the Giving Tree, which is in the lobby of our police station. They're still taking requests. If any, a family member that might be, or a family that might be struggling, let us know, and we will put the tag up on the tree. As long as the gifts are returned unwrapped by December 16th, we will make sure they get to the families they need to get to. For the grants, on the grant side, the clinician grant is funded through the end of the year. Like I mentioned in the FinCom meeting a couple of weeks ago, we don't expect that funding to dry up anytime soon, so we're still in good shape with that. We had a road safety grant from almost $40,000, $27,000 which could go to overtime and salary, money for the officers to work these initiatives, the OUI patrols, click the ticket, speed enforcement, things of that nature, as well as pedestrian safety. We've been kind of monitoring the crosswalks in the center of town to keep the pedestrians safe across the street, and to remind motorists of the laws on that front. And that is all I have tonight for that. If I take any questions, you have any.
Thank you, Chief. Lots of great things going on in the community. Longview Farm, it's a little concerning that our calls are up. I know the officers that work closely there have done a great job creating those relationships with the individuals up there, so hopefully that begins to go down a little bit.
Yeah, we're hopeful. I mean, again, it's hard to kind of put a pinpoint when this is going to happen, but it's always going to be a place we're going to have to respond to frequently. We're just trying to minimize that as much as possible by helping those kids as much as we can to keep them happy in their environment. So
now, does our clinician Dylan also go up there as well?
He has. Officer Bird has taken up on a number of occasions to to get acclimated with the clientele up there, and then meet with all those folks and meet with the staff. So he does. He's responded several times to try to help out with things. They have their staff on their premises already, but he's been helpful in that.
And my last thing would be great news with the fentanyl. And yesterday, you just said there with the death count still up there and still having that many overdoses in a year. So
yeah, it's still around, unfortunately, but they're working the cases as they come in and trying to expand the web of our enforcement as far as we can.
All right. Open it up to the rest of the board. Anyone else have any comments?
Just great report as always. Thanks for the update and the good work the department's doing, Chief.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
I would just say, I noticed here the municipal road safety grant.
Yes.
You got that. You talked about what you're going to do. Are there any other grants that you've applied for recently that will do good things for the community?
So that, in terms of road traffic safety, or in general?
In general.
Yeah, so we've been focusing a lot of the grants on the traffic safety stuff through the state. That's kind of, we've been focusing a lot of our efforts. Obviously, with the jail diversion, the grant as well has been something we've been focusing on as well. So we're always kind of looking for new. We check on things to see what's out there and what we can get ourselves involved in. And at this point, that's kind of what we've been focusing on is traffic enforcement. but we'll keep our eye out going forward for different things that we might be able to help expand our services.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome.
Anything else? All right, well, thank you, Chief.
Thank you very much.
Next item on the agenda, we have our fire chief's quarterly report as well.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Hey, Chief.
Thanks for having us here tonight. Last time we were before the board was September 12th, and to date, we have 6,956 calls for service, of which 3,967 are responses or runs, and 2,989 are inspections. So extremely busy on both aspects. The staff is doing a great job handling all of those. Couple incidents of note on November 20th, Group 3 had a structure fire on Lincoln Road. They did a fantastic job, an aggressive job. There was heavy fire showing out of what we call the BC corner, which would be, if you're looking at a house, the left rear side of it. And they did a quick knockdown, some great overhaul. There was heavy heat and heavy smoke damage throughout the house, but they saved a lot of the valuables inside the house. Great job to them. We had mutual aid from Norfolk and Norwood to the scene. Westwood covered and responded to multiple calls while we were dealing with that incident. Appreciation to them. On October 23rd, Group 1 was here tonight. Responded to an alarm sounding, and upon their arrival, they encountered a kitchen fire, and they did it was a quick knockdown just as they arrived, and they were very fortunate at the time frame. Just something that smoke detectors save lives and help, and very important for people to make sure that they work and that they're tested regularly and kept up to date. Mutual aid, we responded multiple times to Westwood on one day, and with multiple fires that they had simultaneously. Great job to the groups. 2 fires responded with the duty group, 2 fires that one day, and then an off-duty group covering for those guys that were out went to another fire at the same time. Great job by all companies working at those incidents. On November 24th, Norwood had a fire that we responded to as well. Great knockdown, heavy fire from those guys at that scene. Our ambulances, we continue to run. Busy with those. Mutual aid, we give and take. It's no end in sight with the hospitals, so still running busy with those. A lot of stretching our staff, very, very thin. Last night, we had a unique incident up at the Aggie with a car in the pond. Group 1, Group 2 responded to that, and the victim self-extricated. We transported that individual to the hospital, and then stood by and assisted with the wrecker company removing that vehicle from the pond. Kind of a unique, I've had it once happen to me, responded to one on Pond and Oak Street. It's a unique experience that we don't expect in town. Personnel side of the aspect, Assistant Chief Shirella and Deputy Chief Hover have been placed a little over a month now. They're doing great jobs. They were thrown in the deep end right off the bat and are doing a great job staying afloat. Very appreciative of them to step up and take those positions. We have one resignation effective Sunday. Firefighter Lafreniere is leaving us to go to his hometown community a little ways away. We wish him best of luck. Probationary firefighter Campo Basso started the academy November 20th, and he has an expected graduation date of February 2nd. We look forward to get him on staff. Probationary firefighter Leary starts this Thursday, and he has an expected graduation February 26th. Probationary firefighters Cunningham and Walsh, they don't start until January, and their expected graduations are the end of March. One employee is still in the retirement process. We have some light at the end of the tunnel with that. Should be some resolution of that shortly. The captain and lieutenant promotional exam is this Friday, the written exam, with the assessment scheduled for the following Friday. Look forward to those individuals taking that test, having success, and good luck to them. Our apparatus, Engine 2, is in service now and is running out of Station 2. It's the second of the two engines that we received. Engine 1 is in the finishing process. Firefighter Morandi has done a tremendous job outfitting and building out those trucks and securing all the equipment in it for us. He's working on Engine 1 now, so we should be finishing that up shortly. Received one of the new ambulances that we ordered a while ago, almost 2 years ago, as well. That's in service, and that's been assigned as Ambulance 1. Ambulance 1 was replaced down to the reserve status as we traded in the reserve ambulance. The second ambulance that we ordered is now pushed back to a January delivery date, I'm told, so it just keeps creeping backwards on us, but hopefully soon enough. Lieutenant Brambertz, Firefighter Gavin, and again, Tom Morandi did a great job getting that ambulance in service for us. Very appreciative of them. Engine 1, the old Engine 1, the 1985 Mack was auctioned off, and we're fortunate it's staying local, so we'll be able to see it in the area. Plans to use it for parades and the like, so it's we're happy to see that stay local. The 2009 Engine 1 I'll bring up later on in the evening, but that's reached its end date as well. Grants, we were fortunate, and Chief Bailey and the Norfolk County Chiefs applied for a grant back from February, and it was one of the AFG grants. There was a regional application, which usually have great success. So we were just notified that it was a successful application, and we were awarded almost $1.2 million for training, and the shared cost is 10% of that, and it'll be distributed amongst the communities that are participating in this grant. And it's a substantial number right now, and depending, we might be able to add some more to reduce our costs, but we're looking at no more than $6,000 for that sharing to get all of our department trained. So it's a great grant. We're still waiting here for the SAFER grant that we applied for back in March, and the fire prevention grant as well. Just trickling out. I think the AFG grant, the denial notices have been going out shortly, so I would imagine we'll be seeing something shortly. I'm not too hopeful for these two grants, but we'll continue trying. Our fire prevention has been extremely busy. As I mentioned, Deputy Hover has been thrown his first week. He's stayed late multiple days and dealt with a lot of work for us, and just almost a full moon type of situation. Just very, very busy. So training department is coordinated by firefighter Kevin Brady. He does a great job with us. Since the quarter and throughout the year, multiple members have taken advantage of the Mass Fire Academy training offerings that they provide, and encourage that, support that. There's great classes up there, and it's a great opportunity for the guys, for the firefighters to bond and work together, and in unique situations up there. So we're very fortunate, very grateful for them to take that. We completed our BLS refresher this past October. It's a dwindling group of firefighters that are still EMTs. The paramedics will do their refresher next year. We separate them. Each group does 1 year. And as call volume permits, our duty groups have done training consisting of our boat operations during the nicer weather. New apparatus, each truck went over multiple days by representatives from the dealership. And EMS operations continue to have training. Search and rescue groups are doing that on their own. Forcible entry, driver training continues regularly. Pump operations with apparatus placement, handline advancement, building familiarization, fire prevention, and we're fortunate we have a great relationship with our building department. The more we get out, the more we find that that's not always the case, and we're very fortunate to have such a great working relationship with them that they also provide us when the house is to be demolished. They'll pass that information on to us and allow us to try to get into the owner and get some on-site training with that, which is very beneficial to our groups. We'll be conducting ice or cold water rescue shortly, and reaching out to Eversource to do gas or electric training in the colder months. This year's open house was well attended, and that was coordinated by Fighter Pete Armstrong with the duty group. Again, it was a great success. Very appreciative of the help the duty group conducted that day for us. Station 2, if you've not been down there in too long, the left side, the overhead door, the arch has been removed from that, and that was coordinated by Don Anderson of Building Maintenance. and the left side is now squared up equal to the right side. So it provides us a little more breathing room, getting those apparatus in and out of there. The new trucks were designed to fit within that spot, but I said this just provides us a lot more breathing room, so a little less concern backing in it. It's still it's a tight spot. And our fire union also participated in the Junior Women's Club of Walpole in their Christmas tree drive, and I'm very grateful for them to help support that worthwhile organization who are very beneficial, and they do a great job supporting us. We're very appreciative of them. In closing, I just want to share a quick story about our firefighters who do a great job doing what they're supposed to do at fire scenes, at medicals, at MVAs, but it's also the help they do in non-emergencies and ordinary day-to-day things that stand out to me. Last Thursday, as I was leaving, Group 4 was just coming back from an emergency, and a middle school student had come in with a problem with his bicycle, and they came in, and the next thing I know, there's 3 firefighters huddled over the bike. They're fixing his gear mechanism, they're greasing the chain, and putting air in his tire, and got him off on his way. It's just a small thing that you guys should be proud of about firefighters. Very, very appreciative of them. That's just one of the many one of the many stories of our hardworking, dedicated members of our department. They go above and beyond each day. We're very fortunate to have this collective group of individuals working for us, and I'm very proud and appreciative of their efforts. With that, I thank the board for the opportunity to be here, and I'll take any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Chief, for that update. That's a great story to hear, because we are proud of the fire department and everyone who's working there. One comment I made as we met, I think, last month, we were talking about mutual aid and, appropriate number of, responding and things like that. So to hear the fire in Walpole, the mutual aid for Westwood, Norwood, it was a really busy week. I'm really excited that you have 2 new candidates coming here tonight so that we can continue to make sure that all units are full to the best of our capabilities.
It was, we did get everybody around us got slammed that week, and it was.
And I think it's hard for all the local departments because we're all relying on each other. We're all relying on mutual aid.
Absolutely.
So it is difficult, but it was certainly a busy week. But I'm going to open it up to the board with anyone else for the comments.
All set.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think we can move on to introducing the 2 new candidates you have
Sure.
to bring forward to us.
Do one at a time again?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
We had multiple applications submitted this time to Human Resources. Much thanks to Christine Brown, who coordinated that for us, and passing those on to us, those applications. Each application was vetted by a hiring committee consisting of Assistant Chief Chirella, Lieutenant Scott Stacy, and Firefighter Rick Kofsky. They were impressed with the quality of these applications this time. It was a good group of candidates. They narrowed it down to a list of finalists, and with that said, I'd like to bring before you this evening Jacob Feely. We'll start with him. He's currently serving as a firefighter paramedic with the Pawtucket Fire Department since December 2016. He's a member of the Air Force National Guard, and he has a bachelor's degree in Justice Studies from Rhode Island College. With that, I'll slide up.
Good evening, Select Board.
Good evening. Just would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me here tonight. Chiefs, respectively, members of Group 1. My name's Jacob Feely, born and raised in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Rhode Island native, soon to be Massachusetts. I'm building a house there. I don't know if you've ever done it, but I don't recommend it at all. But I've been lucky enough to serve the Pawtucket Fire Department for the last 8 years as a firefighter, paramedic, and the last 12 years as a veteran of multiple branches in the military, where I still serve now in the Air National Guard, Massachusetts, over on Otis. Graduate of Rhode Island College, 3.23 GPA, Justice Studies because I didn't know what I wanted to do, just in case you were wondering. But I'd love to bring my experience and what I have to offer to the town of Walpole, and I'm excited and thankful for the possible candidacy here.
All right, thank you. Does any of the board have any questions, or?
I'll just say welcome, and certainly a big change of pace for you, coming from Pawtucket. It was a bigger community than
Very
Walpole.
big change of pace for me.
Yeah. What made you looking for a change like
So the
that?
state of Massachusetts is extremely progressive with firefighting and policing alike, whereas I feel Rhode Island falls a little short. So between working conditions, equipment, salary, benefits, it's somewhere where I feel like if you want to do better in your career, you could thrive here. And it looks like the firefighters of Walpole do that as well.
Yeah, we welcome your experience. That's great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome and congratulations on being selected. We look forward to having you on the department. Also pleased to hear that you found Walpole to be a place you'd want to come to, and for the reasons you already cited. We've put a lot of effort over the last several years into the fire department, whether it's staffing or equipment, new engines, the fire station itself, and all that. We like to think that we've got a terrific environment here for people to come and work and have a great career. So I'm glad to hear that you saw that as well. So welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, yeah. Look forward to getting to know you.
And thank you for coming this evening. I, read through and I was very impressed with all the experience that you have. And we're very fortunate to have you come here to Walpole.
Again, I appreciate you having me.
All right.
Next, I'd like to introduce Ryan Noonan. He's currently serving as a firefighter with the Brewster Fire Department. He has experience working with New Bedford EMS, which is a very busy system. And he has a bachelor's degree in fire science from the University of New Haven, and he's near completion of his paramedic licensing as well, so.
Good evening. Thank you for having me. My name's Ryan Noonan. I currently am with the Brewster Fire Department, which is down on the Cape, pretty far down. I moved to Quincy approximately 2 years ago. I just renewed my lease. I love this area. I worked with the City of New Bedford EMS as an EMT. Per diem, I'm still on down there. Like the chief said, I am nearing the completion of my paramedic program. I have about 150 hours of ride time left, and then I'll be able to do my testing for the national certification. I attended the University of New Haven in Connecticut, earned a bachelor's in fire science, and yeah, I'm excited to see what the future holds here.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
No, we're excited to have you join again. I'm glad to hear there were so many great candidates, and certainly who's come, both you and Jacob coming forward. We're really excited to have you join us in Walpole with all the experience that you bring.
Thank you.
So open up to the rest of the board.
Just a great resume and welcome aboard. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations, Ryan.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, and with that, then do we have a motion?
I'd make a motion to appoint candidates Jacob Feely and Ryan Noonan to the position of firefighter paramedic, subject to completion of satisfactory background checks.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
That is a vote, 500. Thank you and welcome to Walpole.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
With the surplus?
Yes, please bring that forward as well.
So as I mentioned earlier, our 2009 old engine 2 has experienced a mechanical failure that that it's to the point where I respectfully request that we, the board declare this item as surplus, and so that we may seek the sale for, bids for the sale of it. Currently has over 109,000 miles on it, and we've spent over $156,000 maintaining this, or repairing this apparatus. It is estimated that this repair will cost over $20,000 to get it back into service, and with the vehicle's condition, I do not recommend that we spend any additional money on that, so respectfully request that we declare this surplus.
Anyone have any questions or comments for this? All right, Ben, do I have a motion?
I'd make a motion to declare the 2009 E1 fire engine as surplus.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 500.
Thank you very much, appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
Chief.
Thanks, guys. One's part-time. Okay. That's a lot.
Thank you.
See you later.
We are running right on time tonight, being at the time of 7:30. I will call open forum. At this time, it does not seem that we have anyone here for open forum, so we will move on to new business. Jim, do you want to?
So, just a couple things. So, I'm going to look to postpone the ratification vote. Still some clarifications needed on that one, probably on the next agenda. So, things are going well, though. We'll leave it at that.
All right, and the next item is concerning the liquor license and renewals for 2024.
Yes, so everything has been, all the paperwork has been so far submitted for all the license renewals. They have, most of them have at least applied for their building and fire inspections. So I'll be hoping to, once they get completed, I'll start issuing the new licenses in 2024.
Okay. Ben, do we have a motion for that?
I'd make, excuse me. I'd make a motion to renew Section 15 off-premise farmers winery pouring permit and Section 12 on-premise as issued by the Select Board.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 500. The next item is extension of New Year's Eve hours for establishments with license on-premise alcoholic sales. I think last year we did this as well. Was there any concern, or maybe the last few years?
Last year was the first time that we've done it since I've been here, so probably before that was before COVID. I don't believe anybody actually ended up partaking in it. I spoke with Lieutenant White and they had no issues from last year, so we'll do the same again, the same conditions. I'll email all the license holders and have them, I have a date for them to let me know by, send the information on to the police department so they're aware that if anybody's staying open late.
Okay.
Yeah, no issues as far as we know from last year.
All right, very good. Ben, do you want to record a motion?
I'd make a motion to approve extension of hours on New Year's Eve until 2 a.m. with the standard conditions as previous years and outlined in the memo dated December 1st, 2023.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 500. Next item is consent agenda.
I'd make a motion to approve the consent items as listed on the December 5th agenda.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 500. And then we have minutes.
I'd make a motion to approve the minutes of October 10th and 24th of 2023 as presented.
I'll second that.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 500. And town administrators update.
Sure, just a couple of things here. We're going to be holding a property auction for the East Walpole Library and the vacant lot located on Kingsbury Street, December 19th at 12 o'clock, right here in this room. We're having some open houses on December 12th in the morning of the auction on from 10:30 to 11:30 at the East Walpole Library. The FY25 budget is coming along. I almost have a balanced budget. I expect I'll be able to have one in the very near future. We'll be able to talk about it and then probably go forward and meet with the FinCom and school committee to review it probably in January. Town council training, we're going to have some town council training. I mentioned it last week for boards and committees scheduled for next week, a week from today in this room, just to allow people to understand how they should deal with if people come in and there's a contentious issue and how to kind of de-escalate that. And last item, 300th anniversary laser show, that kickoff for the anniversary. It's going to be on December 16th, Saturday night. The first show will be at 6 o'clock. The second show will be at 8:30. The show will be held here outside of Town Hall. People are going to be looking towards Stone Field. And the 300th committee continues to do some great work. We'll have a ton of electric signs all around town as to where people can get the best view on that one. We've been working with fire, 300th committee, police to make sure, DPW to make sure we get the word out. So it's coming along.
Was that going to be televised as well? Did we ever find out if that was a chance?
Are they taping that? Do you know? We'll set that up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone else have any comments or questions for Jim? All right.
Okay.
And
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We have a vote, 500, and we are now adjourned. Thank you.